What is community, guys? Anyone can answer to this question? What is community? Community is, it is an extra information that you will add with BGP prefix that you want to advertise to your BGP neighbor. Extra information. Why we will advertise the extra information? What can be the benefit of advertising extra information, guys? BGP advertise what by default with prefixes? Attributes like the ES path, origin code, right, local preference. These are the attributes. And we know there are multiple types of attributes. Some attributes are well known, mandatory well known, right, which will be always there in BGP update. Like your BGP attributes, like BGP advertise attribute with prefix, we can also advertise community with prefix in the update message. And this extra information can be used for traffic engineering or path manipulation, right, or policy, right? So you can say it is an tag or numerical value. It is an tag or numerical value number that can be assigned to a specific prefix and then advertised to other BGP neighbor. Tag or extra information that we can assign to a specific prefix. Tag or extra information that we can assign to a specific prefixes and advertise to BGP neighbor, right? This extra information can be used for traffic engineering or policies. Okay, and there are two types of community. There are two types of community types of community. First one is predefined community. Predefined community, and second one is on community, right? Some communities are already predefined that we can use in the BGP, right, that we can advertise to BGP neighbor. For an example, no export or no advertise. Then internet, the default one, and local, yes, these are the predefined community. And on community means we can use our own community, right, guys? These are so simple, you will understand it, even their configuration and the meaning of which is very simple, but understanding on community is very important for you. How we can add our own community, how we can add our own community. So if I will talk about the on community, first we are going to cover on community and then we'll discuss the predefined community. on community. It is community is 32 bits, 32 bits numbered, 32 bits numbered, right? Earlier we were representing the community with number only, like 32 bits large number. But if I will talk about the new format of community, guys, so we divide it into two parts, 16 bits plus 16 bits, 216 bits number. The new format is 216 bits number means 16 bit plus 16 bit. 16 means 0 2 6 5 5 3 5 and 0 2 6 5 5 3 5, right? So community can be like 1:1 or 1:2, like this, right? Either I can have 32 bits large number, or I can have 260 bits numbered. Clear? So for an example here in this case, guys, router 1 is going to advertise this submit to their neighbor, to R2, to their eBGP neighbor, and it will advertise some attributes with this prefix like AS path. AS path will be what? 1, because it is advertising to their eBGP neighbor. Like next hop will be what? 12.1.1.1, right? And many more attributes. And here only we can add our community. So I can say please advertise community 1:2 as well to the neighbor, to router number 2. Getting my point? Or I can say any number like 2:10, anything, any community. Then router 1 will advertise this community as well to the service provider. For an example, this is service provider network, and service provider can use this community to configure policies. They can configure the QS, right? Any kind of policies, or they can set the ES value or any other attribute metric. So like router 2 can, or router 1 on any router, you know how to prepend the AS, how to set the metric, how to set the local preference value. Exactly like that we can match the community, and on the basis of community match we can configure the policy, right? In the last class, guys, what we had seen, how to perform load sharing between two ISP, right? So through access control list, first you will match the prefix, summary of upper 3 prefix, remember, and after that we'll call that in route map, that prefix list or access list in the route map, and then for those prefixes I will set the attribute. I can take any action, set next hop this, that, set ES number. Similarly here, now with the help of community also we can do same thing. We can match the community, and to match the community we have community list. What is community list? Community list is exactly similar like the access control list, ACL. Community list is, you can say, ACL of community. So through community list I will match this community, that okay, in the community list, let's say I am matching 2:10. So whatever prefixes are there in BGP table with this community 2:10, for those all prefixes I can take any action. Clear, guys? let's say this customer have 3 types of traffic,
Can you
3
repeat, sir?
depart. Yeah,
Not understand. Can you repeat?
what I am saying, let's say this customer has 3 types of traffic or 3 departments, gold, silver and red, right? For each type of traffic I can say community 1:1, 1:2 and 1:3. And here on any router you can configure the QoS path manipulation, or you can take any action based on this community, right? If I will tell you do one thing, for 10.1.1.0/24 prefix, prepend the ES number 200 and 300 on router number 2. How you will do this? How you will do this? Prepend the ES number 200 and
Route map.
300 on router number 2 for this subnet. Yes, tell me. First you will create ACL or prefix list,
Yes, yes.
IP prefix list, let's say A permit and this subnet 10.1.1.0/24, correct? After that you will create route map, let's say again A permit sequence number 10, and here you will match the prefix list, IP address prefix list A, and then you will say what? Set AS prepend 200 and 300, and after that you are going to call this route map with BGP neighbor, router BGP S number 2 neighbor 23.2, use route map A in out direction, correct? Now when router 2 will advertise this 10 submit to router number 3, it will prepend the ES number. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Clear to everyone? Now let me show you on router number 1. See, I am going to create one route map. Route map. First of all, let me check the BGP table. So IP BGP, and 50 subnet is not coming. What happened? So IP BGP summary. Okay, receive route 0 on router number 2. So IP BGP summary. Oh, idle. Hmm?
Interface is down.
It is not receiving any prefix from 23.3 and 34.4. So IP OSP up neighbor. OSP up neighbor is full. Go to R3 and check. So IP BGP summary. Received dot from router number 2 is 1, but not receiving any dot from router number 4 on router number 4. So IP BGP 10 subnet because of next hop you can see, and on router number 5, so IP BGP, so IP BGP summary. Here why neighbor is idle, so IP interface brief, interface is up on router number 4, so IP interface brief, interface is up,
Sir,
duplicate
both
IP
has
address.
same address. Yeah.
duplicate IP address on fast Ethernet 1/0. So IP interface brief config T interface F 1/0 and IP address 45.1.1.4 255.255.255.0 and so IP BGP summary. Now neighbor is up, but not up. 45.5. So run section BGP. Neighbor command is missing. Router BGP S number 2 and neighbor 45.1.1.5 remote AS 3 and on router number 5. So run section BGP 45.2. Okay, done. So IP BGP summary done. Now go to router number 4 and check BGP table. So IP BGP. Now it is receiving 50 submit, but guys this submit is not best. Why? Because next hop is not reachable. So on router number 2 I can run next hop self command. Config T
Yes.
router BGP
Router.
AS number 2 and neighbor 23.1.1.3 next hop self and on router number 4 or on router number 2 let me clear IP BGP neighbor, clear IP BGP and neighbor IP address 23.1.1.3 out. Now on router number 4 check BGP table R3. So IP BGP. Okay, now here 10 submit is C best. Next hop is 23.2 and on router number 4 clear IP BGP star soft in and so IP BGP. क्यों भाई?
Mesh है ना sir?
Okay.
Mesh
So
configuration.
on router number 2 config T router BGPS number 2 neighbor
34.
34.1.1.4 and next hop self and this time I am going to clear BGP for 34.1.1.4 out and R4 so IP BGP. Okay, great, done. For 50 submit on router number 3 so IP BGP 50 submit is not best, only valid. We can do one thing on router number 4 also we can run next hop self command or I can do one thing interface F1/ yes.
R2 is our border router na sir, so we can run that on R2 as well na sir?
50 submit is coming from this side na, from router number 4, it is not coming from R2.
Okay.
So IP BGP now 50 submit is also valid as well as best. Go to router number 2 and so IP BGP 50 done on router number 1 so IP BGP 50 submit is valid as well as best, you can see. Okay, now let me check the connectivity. Ping 50.1.1 and source 10.1.1.1. Ping should work and ping is working, correct? Clear?
सर शो आईपी बीजीपी दीजिए एक बार वो 231
So
कुछ
IP BGP ये रहा,
ये सर 2023
ES path है ना, ES path.
ओके 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 वेट 0 है एएस पाथ 23 है ओके सर
Okay,
ओके
and
ओके
many more attributes are coming. 50.1.1.0 done. Let me show you how you can create the community here, how we can set the community. So first of all we will create one route map. what we'll do, we will create one route map with name, let's say A. Route map name A, permit sequence number 10, and then set community. Or guys, one thing, first of all, I am going to create one prefix list, IP prefix list with name A and permit 10.1.1.0/24. Done. I've created one prefix list to match this subnet, and now I am creating route map A, permit sequence number 10, and here I am saying match IP address from prefix list A. Done. And after that, set community. What community you want to set? Let's say 1:10, 2:5, anything. Let's say 5:2:1. Okay. Do so route map. This is my route map. Any question here? See guys, community, how it looks. Actually, this is 32 bits community value, the 32 bits long value. This is the old method, old format of community. If you want new community version here, you can run one command. Which command? IP BGP community and new format, I think. Yes, new format. This is the command. After running this command, let me show you the route map again. Now you can see your community looks like this into two parts, 16 bits and 16 bits. This is the command. On the latest router, this command is already running by default. Okay, IP BGP community new format. Done guys. Here is my community, and see this community is set for the prefixes which will match in prefix list A, which will match in prefix list A. Yes, no?
Sir, the A has been created as access list.
Yes. Do so IP prefix list. Here is your prefix list. You can see with name A, and where we are allowing this subnet 10.1.1.0/24. Any question? Now,
So
yeah,
yes, sir, the
yeah.
newer version will show the PCP attribute, community attribute which we are setting like 2:1.
Yes. Now I want to advertise this community to my neighbor. So router BGP AS number 1, and who is my neighbor? 12.1.1.2, and I will call my route map
This room.
A. Yes. Yes, brother.
Yeah, remember there are many cables. There are more than 60 cables in that room.
Huh? Sorry.
It's at the other end.
No, he is
What he
on
said.
call.
I don't know.
Route map A, and then direction. What should be the direction? Out, na? So out.
Yes, out.
Right? And go to router number 2 and clear the BGP. Clear IP BGP star soft in, and so IP BGP, and so IP BGP and 10.1.1.0 255.255.255.0. Do I have any community guys here for this subnet? Nope.
No, sir.
Right? So by default, BGP will not advertise the community until and unless you are going to tell to BGP to send the community. On router number 1, one more command is required. Neighbor 12.1.1.2 and send
Export
community.
community. Okay, sir.
Right? And now after running this command, again let me clear the BGP, and let me show you the BGP now. Now here you can see the community. Right? Again, I am getting 32 bits like old method. So I can say IP BGP, IP BGP community and new format, and then so IP BGP 10.1.1.0/24. You can see, right? Along with previous attributes, now router 1 is also sending the community. Will R2 advertise it to R3? So IP and
Yes, sir.
clear IP BGP star soft in and so IP BGP so IP BGP 10.1.1.0. No, right? Because I have to tell to router 2 to send community to router number 3. Yes, na? Yes. Go to router number 2 and say router BGP S number 2 and neighbor 23.1.1.3 send community and neighbor.
So,
Yeah,
so inside the same years, we also have to apply the command send community.
send community. Yes, send community. Both router 2 and router 3 are in same AS, you can see, but router 2 is not were not advertising to R3, right? Now it will advertise. So for both neighbor router 3 and router number 4, I am saying send community. Okay, and then clear IP BGP 23.1.1.3 direction out and 34.1.1.4 direction out, and go to router number 3 and check. Again here we are receiving the community, the old format. I can say IP BGP and new format on router number 4 also, IP BGP new format, IP BGP community new format, and now on router number 3 you can check. So IP BGP 10.1.1.0, you can see community is coming. Yes, na? Yes. On router number
So,
4
but we
also,
are doing everything like tagging and everything. But what is the main use case of this community? Like,
which command?
no, community. Like, is it going to be used in MPLS or?
Everywhere you can use this tag value. On the basis of this community, you can configure the policy, QS, quality of service. You can differentiate the prefixes, routes. On router number 4, wait brother, I will show you that also. So IP BGP and 10.1.1.0. Here also you can see we have community, and on router number 5, so IP BGP 10.1.1.0. Here I don't have community. Go to router number 4 and let me say to advertise community to the neighbor router BGP S number 2 and neighbor 45.1.1.5 and send community. And on router number 4 clear IP BGP star soft in and so IP BGP 10.1.1.0. IP BGP new format and so IP BGP. Clear guys? Anyone have question to understand this till here?
No,
Sir,
This is
I have a small question.
yes.
For example, we have two BGP neighbors to R2, like eBGP. So from both the routers, we are sending some community. So is how that scenario will be? It will handle both multiple communities.
Yes. A router can receive community from multiple neighbor. It is going to work like same, exactly
Okay, so
same.
single command we have to use send community.
Yes.
Okay.
So both EBGP and IBGP it is accepted, no?
Yes. Any other question?
Since we have so many attributes already in BGP, so what is the benefit of using community?
You will learn it, na? I told you, na? I am going to show you.
Okay.
Sir, community is like advertising the network to the different AS.
No, no. Community is like the OSPF tag. Advertising
Okay.
one tag with prefix. Along with all the attributes, we are adding some extra information.
Okay, sir.
Yes. Any other question? And here, see, I am just advertising only one community. We can advertise multiple community as well. In my route map, I can set multiple community as well. Like, where is my route map? Do so on route map. Here is my route map with name A. Let me say route map A permit sequence number 10, and here I can say set community 2:1, and then I can also say 2:2. Now it will advertise two community on router number 2C. So IP BGP 10.1.1.0/24. Let me clear IP BGP star soft in and so IP BGP 10. Now you can see how many community are coming.
2 communities.
2 communities. Right, but if you are going to run command like this, that set community and let's say 3:1, right, so it will only advertise 3:1, then it will replace this command.
Okay.
Okay, it will replace the previous community. So if you want to add the community or want to advertise the multiple community, you have to include all. On router number 2, guys, let's say I want to change the community on router number 2 for same subnet, or I want to add one community on router number 2 for same subnet. That is also possible. Here also I can create one prefix list like IP prefix list. We can say A or any name, and then permit 10.1.1.0/24, and route map name is again A. In the real time, your name should be like community or community for this, that, where the actual name. So here I am route map A permit sequence number 10. What I will do, I will match first IP address from prefix list A, and after that
Set community.
set community. If I am saying 10:10 here, let's say, what will happen?
It will override.
It will override. Very good. It will override. Router BGP S number 2 and neighbor 23.1.1.3. Sorry, that is already not applied now. Here router neighbor 23.1.1.3 route map A direction out, and neighbor 34.1.1.4 route map A out. Okay, and clear IP BGP star stop out and go to R3 and see. See, it have overwrite the community on router number 3 or on router number 4 also you can check. Done. So if you want to add any community on router number 2, you will never run command like this, otherwise it will override. How I can add the community with existing community, guys?
Appending we have to use.
Yes, very good. So route map A permit sequence number 10, and I will say set community
Question mark we can give.
2:1 and additive. What it will do? It will add this community in existing community. Okay, and now clear soft and go to router number 3 and see all the community are there now. This is our own community. Question. Okay, now we understood how we can add the community. Now how to use this community? So what I told you, to use this community, we have concept of community list. See, in the route map, let's say on I2, I have one route map for any action, right? For any policy, I have one route map here. I have created one route map for any policy. How we can match the prefix? Through ACL, you can match the prefix in route map. You can match the prefix through prefix list in the route map. And now I am adding one more thing here, that is you can match the community list. You can also match the community list in the route map. What I told you, what is community list? Community list is similar like the ACL. It is ACL of community. ACL of community. So I can create one community list here on router number 2, and in that community list I will match community. Which community? Let's say 2:1. Right. First of all, on router number 2, whatever command I have added, let me remove that. Go to router BGP as number 2 and no neighbor this and no neighbor this. Now router 2 will not modify the community. Router 3, so IP. Now you can see the default community is coming, right? R1 is advertising these two community, right? Na? Now you know how to set the community with prefix and how to advertise the community to BGP neighbor. Now we are going to create community list. Guys, there are two types of community list. How many types of ACL are there? Types of ACL?
Two types.
So
Standard and
Standard and extended.
yes.
What is the difference?
Standard is where depends on
Source address only.
only
Yes. And extended?
source IP.
Here also we have two types of community list. Standard and expanded, not extended, expanded. Range of standard is 1 to 99 and range of expanded is 100 to 500. Okay, so let me do one thing. Let me create one community list on router number 2. Community list. Command is even similar like the ACL. How you create ACL? IP access list. So here I am going to say IP community list. And then community list number. If I will define number from 1 to 99, it will create the standard community list. For an example, I am saying 10. And after that, permit or deny action. Permit, and then your pattern, the community. Right? So which community you want to match? 1:2. So let me say 2:1, I think. 2, yes. 2, 2:1. What I did here, see the command, so simple. I have created one community list here, and what is the number of my community list? 10. This community list 10 is matching what, guys? Is permitting what? It is permitting this community. Which community? 2:1. It is permitting this community. Like I permit this community list, action is permit. You can deny as well, right? If you want to filter the route with this community, if you want to filter route with this community, the prefixes which are coming with this community, then here I can define the action deny. Right? So I can use it for route filtering as well. Can I filter the route with the help of attribute? Can I perform route filtering based on attribute? No. We cannot filter route filtering based on attribute. We can use community for route filtering. Yes, we can use community for route filtering. Now, next thing, how I will use this community list? How I can use this community list in the route map, guys? How I can use it? In the route map. Route map, name A, permit sequence number 10, and match community list number 10, and then nothing. And now here I can set, I can take any action. I can take any action with in this route map. For an example, I can say set AS path prepend. Right? So BGP attributes are used for best path selection. Here, on the basis of community, we can manipulate the BGP path attribute, right? So community allow you to configure advanced path manipulation, advanced policies. It allow you to perform traffic engineering. It allow you to perform route filtering, right? Here I can set any action, set, and then you can see how many options are there. Do you want to set the next hop with all the prefix who have this tag value? If anyone knows the QS, guys, quality of service configuration, what is AF or whatever bits are there, IPP precedence or DSCP value, you can here also configure the QS, quality of service, based on this community value. Right? Weight, local preference, these are the attributes. It's simple. Even I can set the tag value to identify from where it is coming. Right? So first I have created the community list. In the community list, I match the community, and then guys, in the route map, I can take any action for the community list. Similar like you can take action for access list or prefix list. Yes, any question? Clear? Is it clear? It's simple.
So means for particular subnet,
Mhm.
like for particular prefix, I can manipulate the traffic, no? With the
For
community tag.
yes, for a specific
Means
prefixes we can set the community. So what you need to learn in community, how to set the community, how to advertise the community to BGP neighbor. To advertise the community, simply I need to run command neighbor and send community. And to set the community, I can use route map. If you know how to use the route map with BGP, it is very simple for you then.
sir, in real time scenario, is it used in community?
Yes, yes, it is mostly used.
So for use this community, we have to be familiar with QoS and traffic engineering, sir.
You have to familiar with everything, brother. It depends on where you are working. What is your responsibility in the company? Right? To learn the community, you don't need to learn the quality of service or firewall or load balancer. To learn the community, you have to understand why we are advertising it, how the extra value can help me. So you have to remember that this extra value can be help me to configure QoS or the security, right? I can also configure security with the help of community.
And sir, path selection also we can do it.
Yes, path selection, path manipulation, route filtering. Now, can we come on this community? Predefined. This is on
Yes.
community. This is the mean. If you know this now, here these are the options available under route map. We can say set community, and then you can see internet, right? It is available internet, or I can say no export, or I can say no advertise, or I can say local. Yes. Now you need to understand the meaning of each. What is the meaning of no export, no advertise, internet, and yes? What is the meaning of no export? No export means
Prefix
Not to
block.
advertise the prefix.
hmm, not advertise. Not advertise to eBGP. Advertise to their iBGP neighbor only. No advertise means do not advertise to any neighbor. Internet means the default one. Advertise to everyone. And local yes?
Only AS
Yes,
in
it
local.
limit the yes. It will advertise within your yes, within your autonomous system. This is your BGP community, and hope it is clear because it's simple. Next topic. Which topic is pending, guys, in BGP now?
The BGP configuration.
Okay. See here, I have configured full mesh IBGP into AS number 2. Why I have configured full mesh IBGP?
To avoid the loop.
To avoid the loop. No. No, 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 no. To avoid the route reflector configuration.
Okay.
See, I have three router 1, router 2, router 3 and router 4. 4 routers are there, and we are running BGP S number 100 on all the router. What? S number 100 on all the router. R1, R2, R3 and R4. S number is 100. All the routers are inside my company. ES number 100. Here I have one LAN subnet 10.1.1.0/24, and here I have another LAN subnet 40.1.1.0/24. Here I have IBGP. Here we have IBGP. Here also I have IBGP. Between router 3, 4, router 2, 3 and router 1, 2. Tell me, can 10 and 40 communicate?
No.
How I can make connectivity? How I can make reachability between 10 and 40?
Route reflector.
Route reflector. Which router should be my route reflector? 1 minute, guys. 1 minute, please. Yes. Till then, tell me which router, how many route reflectors are required here? On which router you will configure route reflector? Which router should be route reflector?
Sir, R2.
R2.
Either R1, R2 or R3.
If R2 is the route reflector, then can 10 and 40 communicate?
No.
R3 is the route reflector.
Again, the configure to be done.
Hmm?
First R2 reflector configuration to be done on R2, and then again this same to be done on R3. One route reflector not enough, I think.
One route reflector is not enough, guys. I have only 4 routers here, you can see, and I need to configure 2 route reflector, router 2 as well as this, or another option apart from the route reflector. If I don't want to configure route reflector, then how I can make reachability?
Full mesh.
Full mesh.
Full mesh topology.
Here also you have to configure BGP neighborship between router 1 and 3, IBGP, and between router 1 and router 4 also we should have IBGP, correct?
Right, sir.
Then only router 1 and router 4, like these two LAN subnet, can communicate. And you know, these two are fine. I have one more option, that is BGP
Multi-hop.
no, BGP configuration. What it is? BGP configuration. How? Try to think, guys, how we can, what third option can be? If I can have another option to make reachability between 10 and 40, then what can be, what technique you can use here? And it is used in the large company only, in the large enterprise or in the service provider, where we have lots of IBGP neighbor, lots of routers inside the ES.
This is why my also question is that there is a lot of router in IBGP, maybe. Then
Yeah, when we have lots of 100 of router inside the ES. Here you can configure router 2 and router 3 as a route reflector, no problem. But if there are large number of router, then it is going to be complicated. So we come up with configuration concept. Can anyone tell me what is BGP configuration? How it is going to work?
So like OSPF, we divide the area, so we can divide the entire AS to sub AS.
Yes, very good. Logically, grouping the ES, guys. Here this ES number 100 is my parent ES, and inside this parent ES will create the child ES. Getting my point? Inside this parent ES, I will create the child ES. Let's say here child ES is 10, child ES over here is 20, child ES over here is 30, and child ES over here is 40. If I have lots of router inside the ES and all the routers are going to form full mesh IBGP. Let's say router 1 have 100 number of IBGP neighbor, right? Guys, it have to maintain 100 number of TCP session. It have to maintain 100 number of BGP session. Whenever any change will occur, it have to update to 100 neighbors. Yes or no? So we come up with configuration concept to reduce the CPU usage of router in the large network. In the large network, generally in the service providers or in the very large organization like Google, Amazon, Zomato, that these companies has multiple branches across the globe. They will have lots of router inside their company. These guys are going to use the BGP configuration. In the BGP configuration, if I will talk about the configuration, so configuration is very simple. Under BGP ES number 500, I will create child ES, right? Like on router number 1, I can say router BGP child ES is 10, and here BGP configuration identifier. यही कमांड होता है ना, देख लेते हैं एक बार कमांड, नो वरी. Identifier, and identifier means your parent CS is going to be 100. Right, so router 1 will get to know that
This will be the main router. No? This will be the main router, sir.
on all the router.
No, identify 100 is will be the main router, on a parent router.
Yes, 100 ES is the parent CS and ES number 10 is the child
Child.
ES. So what I said, router BGP 100 10, the child ES, and configuration identifier is 100, means you are the part of ES number 100.
Okay.
So that we don't need to configure full mesh IBGP neighborship between all the routers within the ES to avoid so many IGP connection, right? It can increase the CPU and even the complexity. If there will be any issue, right, it will be difficult to troubleshoot if the routers have 100 number of BGP session or 2000 number of BGP sessions. So we come up with BGP configuration technique. It is a technique to divide large autonomous system into a smaller sub-autonomous system, like OSPF area concept. It is a technique used to divide large autonomous system into a smaller sub-autonomous systems.
Sir, what about 20, 30, and 40? This configuration to be done, na?
On router number 2, you are going to say router BGP 20, BGP identifier 100.
Okay, I got it, sir.
So we are just splitting our large network into a smaller ES. That is called sub ES, or you can say child ES.
Sir, but it is not considered as a eBGP, na? In IBGP.
All the routers are in same parent CS, right? They have created sub ES inside the ES number 100. They all will create eBGP session inside the ES number 100 for the internal route exchange. But outside world, right, let's say this company network is connected to service provider. So service provider will know your network with BGPS number 100 only, right? On the service provider router, I am going to say, let's say on service provider router, I am running BGPS number 200. So here I will say BGPS number 200 and neighbor whatever IP address is there here on router number 4, that, and remote ES 100, right? So your external network, external ES knows your network with parent ES only, that is ES number 100. Router within the sub ES uses IBGP and behave like a eBGP, right? Between the router 1 and router 2 are IBGP neighbor, but it will behave like a eBGP, means it will update the next hop IP address as well, it will advertise the prefix as well.
So I have to use next hop self also in this?
Not required, na?
Okay.
And go to router number 1 or on router number 2, on any router you can perform summarization. Say aggregate address, summary address 10.1.0.0 255.255. What will be the submit mask? 255.255
252.
252.0, right? If you are going to hit enter here, it will advertise all the individual prefixes as well as summary prefix. If you want to advertise only summary route, here you will say summary only. Let me say summary only and then clear IP BGP star out and go to router number 2 and check the BGP table. Now you can see this prefix is not in table, so 0.0. This prefix is in table. And guys, are you able to see any new attribute? Are you able to see any new attribute?
Aggregated by one.
Atomic
Aggregate.
aggregate. What is this? What is this? See, earlier on router number 5, earlier when these prefixes were coming, ES path was there, 2. ES path. Now it's summary route. Let me show you 0.0. Also IP, BGP. Here is the summary route. ES number 2 is coming on router number 2 or on router number 3. This was the earlier output and here 0.0, 0.0 or so IP BGP. What is this atomic aggregate? See guys, 2 extra attributes are added. One is aggregated by ES number 1 10.1.1.1. This is the aggregator IP address of router who is performing the aggregation, summarization, right? There are 2 extra attributes are added with the summary route. One is aggregate. It will tell you who is advertising the summary address. And another attribute is atomic aggregate. Atomic aggregate means here I am not expecting the ES path. ES path attribute. 1 minute. Let me do one thing here on router number 1. I'm going to say router BGPS number 1 and no to this, and go to router number 2, and on router number 2 I am performing the summarization for better understanding. Let me show you the important thing here. Whatever important points are there, that I am covering. Okay, aggregate address and 10.1.0.0.255.255.252.0 sorry, and summary at only as well, router BGP ES number. Or let me show you first routing BGP table of R3 soft in and show IP BGP. See guys, all the individual prefixes, what is the difference here in individual prefix and summary route? In the summary route, ES path is not coming, you can see. ES path is not coming. With all the individual prefixes, you can see ES number 1 is coming. That means here, by looking at this summary route, can you identify that the prefixes which are part of this summary route is coming from which ES? Can't. You can't. Right? So that's why we have atomic aggregate attribute which tells that summary route is coming without ES number. Summary route is coming without ES number. Whenever you will find the atomic aggregate attribute, you will not find the ES number. ES number with the prefix. Here you can see with this summary route we are not able to find the ES path. Now, if you want to set the ES, then here while aggregating, now I am saying summary only. First, summary 255, 252.0 and router BGP2 and summary only. And now see R3, clear IP BGP star soft in and show IP BGP. In the BGP table we have only summary address and we are not able to identify that this summary address, these prefixes which are part of this summary address is coming from which ES. Right? So here we have atomic aggregate attribute 10.1.0.0 atomic aggregate. Two extra aggregate attributes are added here. You can see one is aggregate, and this time you can see aggregate by autonomous system number 2 whose IP address is 12.1.1.2, the IP address of aggregator who is aggregating. And another attribute is telling us that there is ES number is not coming with the summary address. Right? If you want to send the ES number also, here you have to say what? ES set, I think. ES set. Yes, this one. And now on router number 3, again clear IP BGP star soft in and so IP BGP. Now you can see again ES number is coming. Right? And if I will open it in detail, so now you can see the atomic aggregate attribute is removed. Now only one new attribute is coming, that is aggregate. Clear guys? If you will find the atomic aggregate attribute with the prefix, that means ES number is not coming. ES number is suppressed. That means ES number is suppressed. Right? But whenever you will advertise ES number with summary route, then only one extra attribute will be added, that is aggregate attribute, which tells which router is aggregating the prefix, which router is advertising the summary route. Clear, guys?
Router or AS number?
Router IP address.
Okay.
This is the IP address of router 2, right? 12.1.1.2. Yes. Now, guys, one more thing, one more topic was there. I am not remembering. Okay, how to advertise the prefixes in BGP? You know how to advertise prefix through network statement. That is the simplest way of advertising network in BGP. Another option, route map. Through route map also I have shown you the advertisement. Now, guys, on router number 1, I am going to remove the network command. Do so run section BGP. If I will remove this network command, no network this, no network this, and no network this. Now it is not advertising any prefix, so IP BGP done. You know how I can advertise these LAN prefix to route map as well. In route map I will match the interface, and then in the BGP I will say redistribute connected route map, correct? The another way to advertise prefix, that is through redistribution, right? See, I can say router BGP AS number 1 and redistribute connected. It will advertise all the connected prefix into BGP. Do so IP BGP. See, 12 subnet is also advertised and all the loopbacks are advertised. While redistribution, I can also call route map. Route map, let's say ABC. And do so IP BGP. Now again you can see router 1 is not advertising any prefix in BGP because I used route map ABC. Now route map ABC permit sequence number 10, and here I can say match interface loopback 1, loopback 2, and loopback 3. Whatever interface you want to advertise in BGP. So do so IP BGP. This is also one way to advertise prefixes in BGP. Another option. One more option is there. Again, I am going to say no to this command. Redistribute connected route map ABC, say no. Router BGP 1 and no to this. Again, do so IP BGP. Do so IP BGP. No redistribute connected. And now you can see remove. Here if I am going to run command network 10.0.0.0 and mask 255.255.255.0.0.0, will it advertise prefix in BGP? Will it advertise prefix in BGP, guys?
Yes.
No.
But 0.0, no, sir?
No, it will not advertise because what I told you in first class, that whatever prefix you are advertising in BGP, the same prefix with same subnet mask must be present in the local routing table. But in this time, in the local routing table, these prefixes are available with /24,
/24.
right? So IP protocol. So IP protocol. So IP protocol. See, automatic route summarization is, guys, disabled. So if you will enable the automatic route summarization, then it will advertise the prefix in BGP. Right? If I am going to say no auto summary and do so IP BGP, now you can see. Sorry, auto summary, na? I said no auto summary. Now you can see the summary route is advertised like class full network. It is used to advertise class full network by enabling the automatic summarization. So these are the multiple ways to advertise prefixes in BGP, and you can also redistribute other routing protocol in BGP. Like in OSPF, we had redistributed EAGRP, REAP. So here we can say redistribute OSPF and those things. By the way, in MPBGP, we'll see the redistribution.
Sir, route summarization, what is the theory, sir?
Huh?
Route summarization, what was the theory?
Route summarization, what was the query?
Theory. What is route summarization?
Route summarization is used to reduce the size of routing table.
That's it.
Yes. Now on router number 1, I am going to add one more neighbor, router 6. Interface F1/0, say no search, IP address 16.1.1.1 255.255.255.0. Exit router BGP 1 and neighbor 16.1.1.6 and remote AS is, let's say, 200. Okay, and exit, go to router number 6 and say interface F0/0 no search IP address 16.1.1.6 255.255.255.0. exit router BGPS number 200 and neighbor 16.1.1.1 and remote AS is 1. Let's say router 2 is ISP1 to ISP1 and ISP2. Now my router 1 is connected with two different ISP. Okay, and on router number 2 and router number 6 I am going to configure one default route IP route. My service provider will advertise default route 0.0.0 0.0.0 and let's say null 0 interface. On router number 2 IP route 0.IP route 0.0.0 0.0.0 and null 0 interface, and router BGP AS number 2 and redistribute static. Do you want to use route map? No. Metric? Yes. Here first let me ignore the metric and go to router number 6, and here also I am going to say router BGP AS number 200 and redistribute static. And on router number 1, guys, so IP BGP summary, you can see the two neighbors are there now, two neighbor, and it is receiving one prefix from router number 2. So IP BGP default route is coming. Why default route is not coming? Can anyone tell me why default route is not coming here from the neighbor? Guys, you will have these kinds of scenario in the production, and you will be receiving same route from both the service provider, and you know how to configure the path manipulation, how to prefer one ISP over other, by using attributes, right? Let's say 50 subnet is coming from both the neighbor router 2 and router 6. So you can perform manipulation by using BGP attributes. Here my concern is I have the default route. Both the service providers has default route towards internet. Both the ISP routers has default route towards internet, and I have redistributed the default route into BGP. But on router number 1 I am not able to find the default route. Why? See, this is the command only to redistribute a static route. With default route also you can add the community or attributes. You can manipulate the path.
Update source. You need
Update source? No. Update source is not required. On router number 2, let me show you the BGP table. So IP BGP. Even it have router 2 have not added the default route in their BGP table. Router number 6. So IP BGP. Default route is not there, guys. We need to run default information originate. BGP does not advertise default route by default. Right? Default route is a type of a static route. But what I told you, while configuring even neighbor, if default route is there, BGP will never use that default route to reach the neighbor. The specific route should be there in the routing table. Similarly, here to advertise the default route, you have to use command router BGP 200 and default information originate. Default information originate on router number 6 as well as on router number 2. Router BGPS number 2 and default information originate. By the way, we had already discussed this earlier, so that's why I was expecting answer from you guys. Now you can see default route is coming from which router? Router 6. Why it is not coming from router number 2? Now okay. Default route is coming from both ISP and best is ISP2. Why best is ISP2? Can anyone tell me? Why best default route is receiving from ISP2?
Lower S path.
Lower S path. 200.
Lowest router ID.
200 and the AS path is same, na brother?
Router ID is low, na, sir?
Both are there eBGP neighbor, not iBGP. Oldest path.
Okay, oldest path. Okay.
Oldest path, not lower neighbor ID. Guys, here I want load balancing between ISP1 and ISP2. So for load balancing criteria, requirement is what? IGP cost to reach next hop should be same. So IP route and 12.1.1.2. What is the IGP cost? 0. And to another neighbor? 16.6. So IP route 16.1.1.6. IGP cost is same. So I can achieve load balancing here. How? Router BGP AS number 1 and maximum path 2. Maximum path 2 clear IP BGP star soft in and so IP BGP. Nope. It is not performing load balancing. Still best is from ISP2. Still best is from ISP2. If ISP2 will goes down, interface F1/0 shut down and do so IP BGP. Now best is from 12.1, and again if this link will come up, it will receive one default route from ISP2 as well. Just wait. Best is ISP1 only. So this is sure that it is performing best path selection based on oldest path, based on oldest path. But why it is not performing load balancing? I have configured maximum path 2. Then also
AS number is 200 and one has 2.
that doesn't matter. So IP route BGP. In BGP routing table, there is only one default route. It will forward all the traffic towards ISP1. So again guys, this is your question, like how we can achieve load balancing here for the default route, and like this I can also have the specific prefix from the other side. By default BGP does not perform load balancing.